Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Soul and Grace podcast. The last episode of 2024 to be exact. How y'all doing? How the hell are y'all doing? Cause me, especially if you can see this YouTube video, see me on the YouTube, the exhaustion the exhaustion. I say that as I'm up recording, but the exhaustion has really been kicking my ass. We finally made it through most of the holidays, but literally I've baked a million cookies. I got a bad habit of staying up to make up for my time, like the personal time, and yeah, anyways. But yeah, life has been good, but I am ready to wrap it up and just take a break. But grateful. Grateful to make it to the end. These bags are they're not from nothing. You know what I'm saying? They're not from nothing. I'll say that. But I hope you are okay. I hope you are doing the best that you can do in this point in time, in this time of the year, towards the end of the year. Winter really is about just not necessarily being, you know, slow, but resting, relaxing, being cozy, look at nature. I don't know, nature kind of got its own thing going on right now with climate change, but literally we should just be existing right now. God, we should just be existing right now. So I've been trying to do that, but of course, holidays just require you to cater to more people. I didn't really have a lot of work. I have been doing free doula care, virtual doula care for a lot of moms, just to reach different moms around the world, different areas. But not gonna lie, my meter was ran low. Not from just that, but I am responsible for a lot of things. I am. I'm Mrs. Make It Happen for a lot of things and a lot of people. So, with that being said, I'm tired. I'm proud of myself, but I'm tired. And sometimes, like, doing nothing is the best you can do, okay? I tell my mom clients all the time, like, hey, if you don't feel like doing nothing, that's the best that you could do. Especially when you're growing a baby. Baby, please sit down. Just sit down, have a break. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you feel like you're not doing enough, but you're doing your best, you are doing your best, um, and that's good for you. It might not be good for everybody else, and they might not understand it, but it's good for you, and that's all that matters. You're not doing nothing wrong. You're not doing nothing to hurt nobody, and that it is completely different than just being like super lazy and not doing diddly shit. But anyways, honestly, when you think about that, I really do think social media plays a big part in how, like, it used to just be comparison being a thief of joy when it came to like your friends or like close people like that. But now we have social media, and social media pretty much just highlights most of it anyways, because a lot of now you can see a lot more, especially with TikTok before they ban it, but you can see a little bit more of an authentic lifestyle on certain apps compared to like Instagram. I can't even say Facebook is an interesting realm, so can't really say that. But we would not feel as much guilt as we do if we didn't compare ourselves to others, or if we didn't constantly like scroll and check our social media all day to see what these other people are doing. Sorry. Social media is kind of just like a reminder, quote unquote, a reminder that we may not be far enough or what we need to do. And see, I had to learn, especially during like my earlier entrepreneur days, I had to learn you cannot watch every entrepreneur and be like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Because you're going to be so damn tired of trying to chase the next thing. You're going to be so tired of trying to chase the next thing. So, yeah. Imagine just appreciating where you at, because a lot of us are exactly where we need to be. A lot of us got exactly what we need. A lot of us have exactly what we can handle for now. And sometimes the for now could be for weeks, it could be months, it could be years. Sorry. But that's the truth. And what's more important is just making sure that we pay attention to where we are and that we're building on where we are. Like we're making little progress here and there, 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%, because all of that equals a bigger outcome, a bigger thing. Oh, I got my fur all over my shirt. I didn't even get the lint roller for y'all, because I just wanted to come and say this. I'm not at home, so hence the new background back there. But some of us are exactly where we need to be at. Living and learning and still applying. It's okay. It is okay. And quite honestly, for me, I appreciate that sometimes once I realize, like, hey, I'm still working on this. I'm still working on that. Because obviously, it needs to be worked on. And there are plenty of things that still need to be worked on. And it doesn't seem like progress, but it's almost like you don't see the progress or really get reap the benefit of it until you have to use it and put it in action, put it into play. And I love that part. But yeah, for the last episode of 2024, I thought it would be great we talked about resetting and reflections and all of those things. But for the last episode, I wanted to kind of talk about Grace. That bitch Grace. Hey Grace. Y'all know, like on Friday when she be like, hey girl, I'm gonna call you tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Grace. That bitch Grace. That bitch Grace. Sorry. Not sorry. But before we get into the episode, let's get into this week's Gotta Have It. For this year's last episode, I wanted to discuss what are 3 things that you have accomplished this year, and how did those 3 things benefit you in the long run. Now, those 3 things don't necessarily have to be monetary. They don't have to be something that you want, like something that you really like something tangible that you benefited from. It could be something as small as, like, for me, my 3 things were: I adopted a daughter, my kitten. Yes, she's a daughter. I adopted her. That is one thing. What else did I do? Y'all know I got my notes. I adopted a kitten. I did so much interactive solo stuff, which was super fun. Just exploring different things and cities. So, and then the last one I put on the list is like making it 1 year into podcasting, and I am so hey, we in there. That's all I'm gonna say. We in there. We in there. We getting up there, but we in there. We solidified. We in there, okay? We in there. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Soul and Grace podcast. By the way, shameless plug. Anyways, but yeah, all 3 of these things for me, they fueled and challenged a different part of myself, or like different layers, right? And even the cat, because I, like many others, I am not a cat person. I am a my kitten person, but I'm not a cat person, okay? I'm just not. Didn't want to be and didn't really expect to like a cat, but I love my baby. I've always had puppies, and that's great, but change is good. She's so sweet. But just the different things, like she brought a lot of feminine energy to my house. I don't know how else to explain that, but that's one thing. And like she has imprinted herself onto me, so she be following me around my house. She is in a black household, so it's been very strict in there. It's been very strict in there because she will not she would not be on my counters, my tables, my any of that. Okay, but it has challenged me to like I picked up on she likes to like how I like to go chill and have my alone time. She likes to do that too. Or she likes to go hang out in my area downstairs in my basement. Just like I like to do it. Like, I don't know, there's these things of like I'm not going to go hide, but I need my privacy, I need my peace. And then like the interactive solo things, y'all know I've always preached on here. Get outside, go do some stuff. Your friends don't have to go with you, and if they tell you no, don't beg them, don't ask them multiple times. Go outside, meet people, talk to people. There is a lot of energy and good energy waiting for you out there. I am so tired. I'm like, but the show must go on. But yeah, all of it challenged me in great ways, right? And it's like, well, how did it help me over time? And it's a lot of it is patience, a lot of it is courage. Y'all know that's my word, courage. That's the one that is dear to me, that is still being worked on. So that's why it's so clear. And then consistency too, because all three of these things I have to be very consistent with, or if I'm not healthy with it, especially with my cat, she ain't gonna be healthy. House gonna be stinking, like all of these things, and we can't have that. Not when it comes to the things around us or ourselves. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and get into soul search. So, a bitch named Grace. Let's talk about her. Ring, ring, ring. Grace is calling. And you need to answer. You need to pick up. Actually, pick right up. Pick it up. Not that I don't think we don't realize, but granting yourself grace is a form of self-love. Do you love yourself enough to love and honor and respect, side with, not be disappointed in, to hold yourself down? Do you love yourself enough to hold you down? Like, do you love yourself enough to understand that every single thing is not going to be perfect, right? There's always going to be something. There's always going to be a little tweak. You're never going to be perfect, and you were never meant to be perfect. Shit was never meant to be perfect, okay? It just wasn't. That was that was never really our maker's plan. Maybe balance was, though, because if you look at everything in the world, even with all the fucked up shit going on, maybe it is a little balance. I'm not too sure, but you weren't meant to be perfect. We were not meant to be perfect. That was never the plan. Without giving grace, we self-neglect, because if you never take the time, we having technical difficulties. We having tick. No, but so if we neglect to dive into the things that we claim to hate so much, about ourselves and who we were in the past and blah blah blah, and technically 2024 is the past. So now is that, like, at this point you only got a few more days, but if you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and give some grace. Give some grace. Sorry. But the man in the mirror do need to dive deeper into those things, because I cannot stress enough that all of us, we are so greedy. We're always calling ourselves manifesting and doing these things and doing these things, but we refuse to do the real, or give the real things attention. So if you don't like dive deeper, normally what happens is you pacify yourself until you can't self-pacify anymore. And we all know where that gets us, right? Nowhere. Besides more disappointment. Like, you pacify yourself so much and you have all of these little spurts of built up disappointment, and boom, crash out. Immediate crash out. Immediately. But you know what? We're gonna leave all of this shit in 2024 with all of the other shit that happened in 2024. Quite honestly. Quite honestly. My women, sisters, mothers, grannies, cousins, women, we must leave this part of us out of 2020 or 2025 for sure. Because not only is it killing us, causing us stress, causing us to have the highest leading cases as far as autoimmune diseases, which I don't really know how true that is, but when it comes to stress and then whatever, you consider some type of balanced nutritional diet, those two play a big important part in our life longevity. So we need to leave it alone. It no longer serves who we are becoming. It no longer serves who we really are right now. It doesn't at all. I can't tell you how, but I know that by living on myself and paying attention to those different things, and when I say paying attention to the different things, I mean, like, see how I had 3 examples and I can express happily how those things changed my life. You can too. There are things. There is something. There is one thing. There might be multiple things. But you have done some things, if not this year, in your life that you are proud of. Things that are worth celebrating, because you are worth celebrating. We are worth celebrating. Our wins and losses are worth celebrating. They really are. They really, really are. Because the loss ain't nothing but a lesson. And the win, just another blessing, okay? It's another blessing, quite honestly. The more I reflect on my own damn life, I realize the happiest moments are the moments where either they were super random or I support my own boundaries and wishes. Even if it was unplanned, the one thing that I had in common with the good things, or at least the boundaries and wishes, is like faith. I got faith behind my word. I got faith behind the shit that I want, need, desire. There's so much faith behind my damn desires, okay? Okay? And I think when you have a lot of faith and a lot of belief, people see that as you being cocky, looking down on them, not honestly, I honestly just think it makes people feel like they can't reach that peak, and instead they're looking around for that. And I can tell you for myself, I didn't do that for the faith that I got, okay? I didn't. I didn't. Not this unshakable faith I got in myself. I didn't get that from people. I didn't get it from over examining people's, response to their life. I didn't. This faith matters more than any other belief, even Jesus. Honestly, Jesus would want you to have as much faith in yourself as you have in him. He really would. He really, really, him and God. I'm sure. I'm almost positive. It is time for us to be our own savior because it is very possible, and nobody else is gonna come do it for you. And even if they do, it'll be a little temporary. So it always comes back to you. Things will always horseshoe back around to self. This year brought me so much peace because, well, so much peace and a little madness, but madness just simply because you pray for things, you do the things, you have the calling, but you got to make sure you pray over what that shift in your routine and stuff in your life will be as well. Like, you should pray that all of it falls in line together and not just pray for the one area. Pray for the one thing to fall into your life and everything just flows together easily. Because if not, it brings a little chaos, and that's what it did for me in a way. But not too much. All my not distant relationships, but like people that I like, newer friends and stuff, not really prioritize. But shit, they didn't prioritize me, and it's not a tit for tat, but things happen, so I don't expect for people to take it harshly, especially if you don't reach out to me or whatever. But also, I'm in a place where family, clients, and all of those things come first, my close friends as well. But even then, having the close friends and realizing like, oh, I do want more time for myself in my relationships in my life. Your relationships are not just your partners and your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your wife, your husbands. This is also family members, your friends, just all of these things. All of these are different relationships. Let's say these things affected my relationship or better yet, the energy I had for the rest of the world, as far as like, once I get everything I need to get done for work, family, household, blah, 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 I got a little bit of energy, and I might use that energy for myself. I might. Okay? I might. To be in my own solitude. Probably. I can have a little more balance there, so that's something I look forward to changing or working on, making few tweaks, when it comes to things. Because I do want to make sure that I have time for everybody. Not for bullshit, but for everybody. I say all of that to say, give yourself a little grace going into 2025. Give yourself a little grace, because if the things that you care about are thriving, let it be. Let it be, okay? And just keep making those minor little tweaks, and it will work out. With that being said, we are done with not having enough damn grace when it comes to ourselves. We're done just repeating it to everyone else. We will have it when it comes to ourselves. We're not just going to give ourselves grace when we did something bad, or we feel like we failed, or something was not up to par. That is not the only time you need to give yourself grace. Give yourself grace through the good, the bad, through everything, because all of these little things add up to you. All of these little things. All of them, good, bad, whatever it is, it adds up to who you are. So you need to respect those parts of yourself every time. Respect the lessons that come with feeling like, well, really feeling happy and down about things or decisions that you made. It's gonna be okay. Moving forward, moving forward into 2025. Like I said in the Gotta Have It, try testing out the journaling, your 3 accomplishments, reflect on the moments. You got a few more days. See how much your life is at ease or better, or like how much more at peace you are from those 3 things that you accomplished. Now, they don't have to be combined, but like for each one. And then normally what happens for me is like when I start writing out what certain things did for me, then I can tie them all together. It's like, oh, that was the message. Got it. And then I'm good. Once you look at those things and you feel a little happy, go ahead and clap it up for yourself. You just mastered another year of being you. And no, it's not easy. But guess what? Nobody else could do it. Nobody else could do it but you. As we walk into 2025 with our eyes wide open, head held high, wiser than yesterday, and also ahead of the game, we are ready to apply, defeat, and conquer whatever is ahead of us. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Soul and Grace podcast. I will see y'all next year. Happy New Year, everyone. Bye.